Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. I'm working on this crappy Nissan. It's been hit in all four corners, and the plastic's falling off of it. It has a loud exhaust. The exhaust is broken. The power steering fluid's leaking like crazy. In fact, it has no power steering right now because the pump's leaking. It's spraying fluid all over everything. The one bolt, I can't get it out. I tried a while back and I said, you need to take it to a shop and tell them that you want the cradle dropped so you can get back there to that bolt. These are in a really bad spot inside. And they took it somewhere and they said, we can't get it out either. And they never worried about it after that. So it's leaking, slinging fluid, and it's eating all the rubber. You know, it's eating the belt, it's eating the motor mount, it's eating all the rubber. It soaked the power steering, or the AC compressor. It's got a major oil leak. I didn't check to see if it had any oil in it. I don't know if I'm going to, because if it runs out of oil and it dies, it means this car can go back to its natural habitat, the junkyard. I didn't even check the air filter, but I'm sure from the look of that, it needs one. I just want to get the radiator in it, get some coolant in it, and get it out of my driveway. And I'm just going to tell them they can't bring this one back anymore. I did put an axle in it. It was all soaked with power steering fluid and crappy, and I had to actually get in there, undo like an engine mount, and pull back the little intermediate bearing, pull that off, pull it out with the axle, then hammer on it with the vise, get it unstuck. It was a nightmare too. And I swore then I'd never work on this car again. But I needed the money, so I decided to do it. This calls for like 1.5 hours. It's been like, I'm 4 hours into it now. Just a piece of junk, but I gotta go up and get some more hose clamps, because there's no way to get those old hose clamps back on by the time you set it back up in there. You could barely get in there with the screwdriver. I had a heck of a time getting them out. So I'm just going to get some ring clamps and put on it. I'm about to run to AutoZone. We'll take the little Honda up to the AutoZone. Hey, if you want a good car, one of these older Honda Civics with the 16Y7 is pretty good. They do blow head gaskets. They do lose timing belts. Head gaskets are super easy to do. I'll put a link to my video on that. This one's had a new engine once too, because my son ran it out of oil. Not new, I used one out of the junkyard. I don't know how many miles it had on it or whatever when I pulled it. Probably a bunch, but it works good. Turn off the air conditioning. I got my Sony radio in here. But she fires right up and she goes. She's just been a really reliable car. I've had to do rear suspension on it, rack and pinion, and a gas tank. You know, I've done 3 alternators, 2 starters. The alternators, the first one died. It was under warranty, but they said it had been too long, like lifetime warranty, but it's only good for 2 years. Then the second one died before those 2 years were up, because I had to buy one to get it going for my son at the time. I didn't have the choice to order one on Rock Auto or whatever. So, but then that one failed, and then that one was within its 2 years, so its lifetime warranty counted. I don't know how a lifetime warranty is only good for 2 years. I do have a check engine light. This catalytic converter needs replaced. But it's a really easy one to do. It's just built into the exhaust manifold, and I can get one online for like 140 bucks. So I might do that. I might not. I might, you know, we don't have any emissions testing or anything in Springfield, so it might not happen. But yeah. The old Honda. I put $20 of gas in this a week ago, and it filled it up. It was over full. It was over the full mark. And I still have over a half of a tank. This thing just sips the gas. It's so great. Yeah, I pulled up to the pump that day and somebody had put $189 worth of gas in their car. I'm like, holy crap, what kind of car was that? $20 get me 2.5 weeks. Alright, I'm gonna go up to the AutoZone. I'll be back. Got me a little thing of Lucas power steering stop leak to put in there. That'll help thicken it up so it won't leak as fast. I figured he bought a couple cans of fluid film from me, the father, for me to fluid film his other cars, and I only fluid filmed one of them, so I had a can left and I kind of used it. So I figure I'll buy him a thing at Lucas to make up for it. They want $15 for this one little thing. The big one's like 20 something. I remember when these used to be like $8 or $9. And I got me some nitro 4x4 standard hose clamps. They want $4 for these, but you can get them cheaper at the Harbor Freight, but the Harbor Freight ones just don't hold up over time. They're kind of junky. So I usually get some good ones, you know, it's something a little better, a little stronger. But I got those, and now I'm ready to go back and get to work on this thing. Holy crap, I finally got the piece of crap back together. It was just almost impossible to get all these hoses back on, because the hoses are swollen up so much that the hose clamps don't want to go back on. So I had to put a regular ring style hose clamp down there too. Took out the alternator soaked with power steering fluid, motor mount soaked with it. The rubber bushings are kind of questionable on this that hold the radiator because they're so soaked with power steering fluid, but all I did was put the bad ones over here and put the better ones over there, because this is where they get soaked with the power steering fluid. Filled it up with some power steering stop leak. It was completely empty. And it's got a cheapy Amazon radiator right there. The old one was leaking like crazy. It's the whole bottom of it came out there. Yeah. So the new one doesn't leak at all. Heck of a time getting that bottom hose clamp back on. That's all broken. But it's this one plastic clip here's all that's holding that side up. It'll come off if that plastic clip breaks, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. And the oil leak, it's leaking quite a bit of oil, but it's oil's in the safe zone in it, so we leave that go. I just went and got me some, I ran out of coolant. I had to go get me some cheapo universal coolant up at the Walmart. Filled it up, ran it till it got good and hot. No leaks. It's out of here. Never to see my driveway again. Holy crap. I don't even know what time it is. Probably 10 or 11. So I've been working on this since like 8 this morning. And I worked on it 3 hours last night. It's supposed to be a 1.5 hour job to do that radiator. And I agree, it would be. Some of these hose clamps are hard to get off. But you could always change the hose clamps if you needed to. But the radiator hoses are just so swollen and rubbery from being repeatedly soaked with power steering fluid that they're junk. All right, this one's out of here finally. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom with Frugal Prepper.